An insurance guide. Insurance introduction. Insurance is basically paying money to a company because you want to minimize the risk of hard times in case something happens to you. Insurance companies make huge profits because they know that 95% of those bad things that could happen will never happen, like you dying before your natural time in an accident, getting in a car accident, your house burning down, etc. Almost everybody buys insurance. Even single people buy it. In countries without social health care and dental care, many singles buy health insurance. In Canada, with socialized health care, they sell health insurance for the incidentals like eyeglasses, wheelchairs, drugs, dental care, etc. Everybody who drives a car has to buy insurance by law. Married people buy life insurance to provide money to their loved ones in case of death. There's home insurance, rental insurance, insurance on single items like a boat, and pet insurance. There's travel insurance. One is in case the prepaid trip is cancelled. Another is in case the plane goes down, and another for healthcare in a foreign land during a trip. Health insurance is still a huge affair and industry in the United States. Check out insure.com. Try number 368 or HG8061 at the library for books about insurance. Chapter 1. A General Insurance Guide. General Insurance Information 1. Insurance didn't exist in the old days. You lived as best as you could. If there was a disaster, you simply rebuilt your house or whatever. Nowadays insurance is a huge industry. There is huge marketing to get you to buy it. It's gambling. You're gambling that if some disaster befalls you, the insurance company will cover you for the paltry money you paid them up front. Most insurance policies expire with no action. Of the ones that have claims, the insurance company will try to get away with paying you the least amount possible. Insurance companies are regulated, but there have been cases of fraud where the company writes policies but then disappears and never pays on one claim. I provide practical advice about all types of insurance and annuities, which are financial instruments where you pay money every month until you're a certain age, then they are supposed to pay you a monthly check for life or for the duration on the contract, but I think they're shaky because if the companies goes out of business, your money is gone. I'm not saying insurance is bad, but I remember when I was in college, one of my buddies was always trying to sell me life insurance, car insurance, computer insurance, etc. Insurance to me is a capitalist invention of smart business people who gamble that most people they sell insurance to, a supposed security net should something happen, will not have to pay out, and if they do, they've got clauses, exclusions, and high deductibles to minimize the claims against them. Study all manner of insurance. Decide what you need and what you can eliminate. Health insurance is generally the most important. Life, home, and disability policies rarely ever have to be honored. It comes down to your tolerance for risk. In the old days, there was no insurance. You dealt with whatever happened when it happened and didn't get into all this overcautious insurance buying. It's probably obvious that I don't own any insurance beyond what I have to buy for my car. I don't live by what could be, I live by what actually happens when it does. I know my house in a suburban area will probably never burn down, so I don't waste money on homeowners insurance. To me, insurance is a lot of cultural brainwash for brainwashed clones, but I can't bash it totally because there are cases where insurance is a lifesaver for some people, like if their house blows up, they die or get injured, but the odds are low that this will happen to you. So if you want to spend perfectly good money on something as improbable as a serious tragedy happening to you, by all means do it if it gives you peace of mind. The golden rules to buying insurance are: don't buy more than you need. Get higher deductibles to get lower premiums. If you own possessions of only moderate value, it's not a big deal if you lose. Plain and simple, insurance is gambling. You're gambling that if something disastrous happens, you will be covered, and the insurance company is gambling that nothing will happen to you. The amount you pay for your policy is dependent on the risk you are and the potential amount of monetary damage you can cause to the insurance company. I don't have homeowners insurance. The chance of my house burning down in a modern city with people all around to see smoke and somebody being in the house virtually all the time is small. The fire station is about a mile away. Why waste money on something this stupid? In the unlikely case that it burns down, I'll accept it, Sira and move into a trailer somewhere. Either way, my happiness, the feeling in my head won't change all that much. Think about it. If you save that money instead of spending it on insurance, you will create your own reasonable safety net after several years. Get the highest deductibles you feel comfortable with. Be honest when dealing with insurance companies, because if they have to pay out a reasonably sized claim, they almost always get an investigator to check out the claim as well as the insurance application to look for deception, in which case the policy is rendered null and void, plus you could be charged criminally for insurance fraud. Vehicle insurance is mandatory in most states. By the minimum you are legally required to carry. I personally think that even with a family, life insurance is a bad deal, because what are the chances of you dying before your natural time? They're not really that high, and even if they were, don't buy life insurance policies for much more than $100,000, since chances are the money you pay for the policy will expire uselessly, and even if you did die, your spouse is not a moron, neither are your kids. They will work to get back on their feet within a year or two and will probably remarry anyway, plus they'll have some assets already, like equity in your home, your car, furniture, your retirement savings plans, benefits from work, benefits from Social Security, etc. Don't buy the whole life insurance which is supposed to have some investment feature built into it. Stick with a basic term policy which works in case of death only, without some stupid investment feature attached to it. Don't buy any of those fancy-assed features like double indemnity in case of accident or murder, death in an airplane crash, death due to cancer, etc. They know statistics. They're betting that it's a sucker's bet, and they're usually right. At the very least, get 3 quotes from 3 different companies for any insurance you want to buy. Just look in the yellow pages or call a couple of quote services which are all free. Car insurance, homeowners insurance and even life insurance is generally cheaper for people who live in the country as opposed to the city. There are 4 basic types of insurance companies. Shareholder corporation, owned by shareholders to make a profit, i.e., Allstate, Equitable, Travelers. Mutual company, owned by policyholders and the profits are used to lower premiums, i.e., John Hancock, Prudential, State Farm. Co-op is a large group of people or several companies that come together to pool their resources to provide insurance for themselves. Their co-op is not geared to make profits but just to take care of themselves. They hire people to do the administrative work like sell policies, but there are no high commissions involved. Blue Cross is a health insurance co-op. Government, which offers programs like flood insurance, FDIC, which insures people's accounts at banks, SSA, which offers disability benefits, etc. You can buy insurance from your employer, group insurance, cheapest. Exclusive agents that work for one company only. Independent agent/broker that may represent many companies. Direct from the company, toll-free number. Quote services. Insurance advisors. Insurance is always cheaper if you pay a lump sum rather than monthly. Different entities sell insurance like agents, brokers, and direct sales, so do your homework and comparison shop. Don't listen to any advertising. Consider some of the quote services or direct sales with the corporate headquarters, thus saving the costs of the broker/middleman/agent. General insurance information too. Buy insurance only from highly rated companies. There are several books at the library which categorize insurance companies like AM Best's, Moody's and Standard & Poor's. When choosing an insurance company, get referrals from friends or go to your local library and look through the book, Best's Insurance Management Reports, which rates insurance companies based on their past record. Consumer Reports magazine, consumerreports.org, usually publishes an annual rating of insurance companies in one of its issues around April. Check with the back issues at the library. Many insurance companies go bust, and there are many sham underwriter companies out there that open up, offer low-cost policies for a year or so, then when a few claims come in, they simply fold up and go away. Contact your state insurance office and ask them if they have any reports about the state's insurance companies. If your insurance company goes bust, many state insurance departments have a fund to cover some of your losses, so contact them if this happens. A popular scam these days is to set up insurance companies on some island like the Caymans in the Caribbean, set up shop in the United States for a year or so until people start to come in with claims, then simply disappear. This is what happened to a lot of the victims of the Los Angeles riots. It's better to pay a few dollars more for a policy with an established company that you know about rather than thinking you will save a few bucks with some rip-off insurance company that has no intention of ever paying up. You can buy wedding insurance. Insurance is regulated on a state-by-state basis. Each state has an insurance commission, each of which have varying responsibilities according to the state they're in, but generally, their responsibilities are licensing insurance companies and their agents, investigating insurance companies for their financial solvency, handling consumer complaints, enforcing laws against false and misleading advertising and representations, ensuring that insurance rates are not excessive, inadequate, or discriminatory, approving insurance policies to ensure that they comply with state laws before being sold to the public. Your best bet for all types of insurance is to comparison shop and take the highest deductibles you can. Go for comprehensive policies rather than cheaper narrowly based insurance such as mortgage loan, flight, or single disease policies. Insurance is cheaper on older cars. Drop collision and comprehensive once the car is worth too little to justify keeping these coverages. Raise your insurance deductibles. If you live with someone, ask the insurance company to give you the married discount. Compare your auto insurance and homeowners insurance rates with a few other companies at least once a year. Don't invest in insurance. Cashback policies like whole life and variable life are only advantageous for people with very high incomes. Agents recommend them due to the high commissions they generate. Get all your insurance at one place and ask for a discount. Watch for discounts, for instance, if you belong to a certain group like a church group. The best way to get cheap insurance is to shop around. Tell your current broker that you're shopping around and ask for a new quote. Seek group coverage. Professional groups, church groups, etc. have plans that you can join. Check out insure.com. Try number 368 or HG8061 at the library for books about insurance. Types of insurance that are generally a waste of money. Contact lens. Extended warranties on electronic components. Extended warranties on cars. Air travel. Mugging. Life insurance if you're single, married with no kids. Life insurance on your kids. Rain insurance in case it rains during your vacation. Indemnity health plan. Insurance on pets. Credit insurance, life or health insurance related to a loan like a car loan. Mortgage insurance. Rental car insurance. Accidental death insurance protects against death from accidents, but the fact is that less than 4% of all deaths are from accidents. Contact lens insurance is a bad deal because lenses are so cheap nowadays. You can even get free trial pairs. Credit card insurance is a bad deal because you're only liable for $50 if stolen according to federal law. Credit life insurance is insurance a lender sells if you can't pay off your loan. Disease-specific health insurance is an insurance policy against a specific disease like cancer or heart disease. Home warranty insurance covers major repairs in your home. Mortgage life insurance is reasonably expensive insurance that you pay on your mortgage that pays off your house if you die. Nursing home insurance is a rip-off. Avoid narrowly defined insurance policies like cancer or travel, air travel, etc. Getting rejected for insurance. For medical insurance, your medical file is kept with a central agency called the Medical Information Bureau. When you apply to buy insurance, insurance companies check you out by accessing your records with them. You can see your MIB report and correct any mistakes on it. The cost is around $20 unless you have been turned down for medical insurance because of your MIB report, then it's free. Medical Information Bureau. POB 105, Essex STA. Boston, Massachusetts 02112 617 426 3660. MIB.com. If you file an insurance claim for yourself or your home, a record of this goes into a national central database called CLUE/Comprehensive Loss Underwriting Exchange. This database is used by insurance companies to check you out both when you're buying insurance or filing a claim. You can buy a CLUE report about yourself at choicetrust.com. Insurance claims and complaints. Insurance claim complaints are right up there with car and tenant complaints. There is an Insurance Consumers Bill of Rights and Responsibilities put out by the National Association of Professional Insurance Agents and the Consumer Insurance Interest Group. In short, your rights are: the right to consumer protection, the right to be informed, the right to choose, the right to be heard, the right to redress, the right to service. Your responsibilities are: to be informed, to help control losses, to report accurate information, to keep accurate, updated records, to comply with policy provisions, to report fraudulent practices. The most common problem with insurance is that the consumer doesn't know what he's buying and doesn't take the time to read the policy and ask questions to understand it. It's your responsibility to be informed about what you're buying and how to proceed to file a claim. If you ever have problems in filing a claim, you have to keep all of the paperwork you send and receive in case you end up in court or arbitration. Always get everything in writing. If you violate any terms of the policy like misrepresent yourself, the insurance company is relieved from the contract. This commonly applies in health and life insurance if you don't reveal any documented pre-existing conditions. When filing a claim, be meticulous and prompt. Tell the truth. Be courteously assertive. Provide all documentation like receipts for the value of the lost property. They will usually send their own adjuster to investigate and set their limits as to what they're willing to pay. If you disagree, you can hash it out with them these ways. Hire a public adjuster, a professional adjuster who makes an independent assessment and fights for you against the insurance company. Do your own adjustment, making your own list of what you lost and hiring a professional tradesman to help you, a general contractor for a home, auto body man/car mechanic for a car. Hire a lawyer and proceed from there. Your best bet is to make a list of everything you own and take pictures or video of it. ACV or actual cash value is the big weapon insurance companies like to use to justify as to why they give low assessments, but you can fight it and even take it to court if you are willing to wait, even though most people take the insurance company's offer for the quick cash. You might own a wedding dress that you wore once that's still worth the $5,000 you paid for it, but the insurance company will counter and say it has sentimental value to you but no resale value out in the real world beyond $100 or so. This is why I say get a public adjuster, or if it's big, hire a lawyer to take them to court. Denials are common to test you to see if you fold or keep fighting. The denial could have been an administrative oversight, so simply refile another claim right after you get your first refusal. If that doesn't work, contact the insurer and ask for a full refusal to pay statement in writing. If you can refute it, do so in a registered letter back to them. Get professional help if possible. For example, if they say that treatment was experimental, get your doctor to write a letter saying it isn't. The usual rules of escalation are: first, try to settle with the insurance company. Go back and appeal to the president of the company. Get his name from Standard & Poor's Register of Corporations at the library or from a corporate website. If that doesn't work, either go to the state insurance office, an insurance organization as listed below, or local consumer protection agencies. If that doesn't work, you might try arbitration, and finally you could hire a lawyer and sue them in civil court. American Arbitration Association, 335 Madison Avenue, NYC 10017 to 4605. 212-716-5870. Fax, 212-716-5905. 800-778-7879. Fax, 877 info AAA. ADR.org. National headquarters of this non-profit organization with 37 regional offices. If need be, file a lawsuit for breach of contract. If the insurance company is trying to rip you off intentionally, you can get them good with punitive damages in what's called bad faith litigation. Go to your state insurance commission for help. Don't be afraid to go to the top. Maybe your agent can help you mediate the affair with the company. Read the settlement before you sign. Make sure you know the conditions and exclusions. Insurance companies are notorious for trying to shortchange policy holders and even outright refusing to pay them off. They can't cancel a policy because you filled out a claim wrong or omitted a trivial point. For health coverage, they might try to deny you if you have had prior medical problems even though they're unrelated to your current ailment. Don't lie on your insurance application because it could come back to haunt you. If you can't get anywhere with the company, go to your state insurance office. Get experts to back up your claim. Don't feel bad or unique if they try to reject all or part of your claim. This is virtually routine business for insurance companies to test their naive clients to see how much they can get away with. As long as you document your case and it's on the up and up, stay vocal until you get justice. Be friendly with your broker, but remember it's business. Many brokers work on a commission based on policies sold in relation to claims filed, so they're not really on your side. For property damage, go for photo/video evidence, records, etc. If the insurer still refuses your claim, get a trial attorney. He will probably work on consignment. Insurance companies might try to saddle you with inferior mechanics and body men to do the work on a car. Get estimates from other mechanics and work out a compromise with the company. Document all your home possessions with receipts. Insurance companies will pay off your property losses with what they call market value, which is less than replacement value and often not enough to rebuild. Keep any pamphlets an insurance company gives you about their coverage. One guy sued an insurance company because the policy they sold him was not what they advertised, and he ended up winning $25 million in punitive damages. If you were robbed, call the police and file a report. Most importantly, photograph all damages and keep receipts. If you get a big claim paid out, switch companies because they will probably raise your rates considerably. National Association of Insurance Commissioners, 120 West 12th St. Number 1100. Kansas City, Missouri 64105. 816-842-3600. NICE.org. Can link you to your state insurance department. Structured settlements/lump sum payments. If you sue someone and win, you get a monetary judgment against them for punitive and actual damages. At one time, you could get lump sum judgments quite easily, but Congress passed a law that regulated settlements for people who suffer catastrophic and permanent personal injuries. Because there is room for abuse with large lump sum settlements both by the individual's family/caretakers and the individual himself, he may turn to booze and drugs until he blows it all. Congress recommended the payment of structured settlements that would disperse the settlement money in smaller amounts month by month as opposed to a lump sum payment. Some states have laws like this too. There are lenders out there that will lend you money secured by a structured settlement over time right now in a lump sum for a considerable fee. If you want to collect a lump sum rather than structured settlement, go see a lawyer about it. If you're getting money in monthly increments from something like lottery winnings, insurance policy, or an annuity, these companies might buy it out for a lump sum. Lump sum payment companies advertise in law journals. Cashfund.com. Lumpsum.com, 800-444-9941. Settlementfunding.com. werner-financial.com. structuredsettlement-quotes.com. Chapter 2. Insurance Information. The Public Adjuster. In the old days, when you filed a claim, the insurance company's adjuster came by, did his report and made you an offer which you, the public, usually took because it was free money and you were uninformed anyway, but the thing is that the adjuster works for the insurance company. It's in his best interests to save them money and give you less. If you get a claim you don't like, you can dispute it through company channels, which is like leaving the foxes to guard the henhouse. It don't likely that they will side with you. From there, you can try an arbitration hearing with a mediation or arbitration group, but there is also another option. A public adjuster is someone you hire if you feel the insurance company is trying to rip you off on your claim. He works for you. He makes his report, which has a higher claim than what the insurance company offered. They fight it out for a while. His fee is usually about 10 to 15% of your entire final settlement, not just the gains on what the insurance company offered. National Association of Public Insurance Adjusters. NAPIA.com. Insurance Rating Services. Beyond your state insurance commissioner, there are several companies which, for a fee, rate insurance companies on their ability to pay claims. You can find them at your local library in the reference section. Insure.com/ratings. TheBalanceMoney.com/cs/company ratings. BadFaithInsurance.org. FBIC ranks insurance companies on their records to pay claims promptly and properly in good faith. Insure.com/ratings/index.html. Insurance company ratings. inswebpro.com/carriers/stdpor. fitchratings.com. insure.com/articles/interactive tools/sandp/new-tool1.jsp, Standard & Poor's and others. Insurance company ratings. AM Best. AM Best RD. Old Wick, New Jersey 08858. 908-439-2200. 800-424-2378. 900-420-0400. emist.com/ratings. In order to get a rating, you must have the insurance company's identification number, which you can get by calling 908-439-2200. They also sell several publications. Duff & Phelps Credit Rating Co. 55 East Monroe St. Chicago, Illinois 60603. 312-629-3833. 312-368-3157. DCRCO.com. DuffLLC.com. FitchRatings.com. Moody's Investor Services. 99 Church St. NYC 10007. 212-553-0377. 212-553-0300. Moodys.com. Standard & Poor's Corp. 25 Broadway, NYC 10004. 212-208-1527. StandardandPoor's.com/ratings/actions/ratings lists. StandardPoor.com. Free rating for a single company. They publish several books rating all manner of insurance companies. Weiss Research. 2200 Florida Mango Road, W. Palm Beach, Florida 33409. 800-289-9222. WeissRatings.com. Ratings over the phone, or you can purchase any of their several reports. Insurance Records Info. There is a central agency which keeps records of your insurance claims. Your insurance company may use it to determine whether to give you coverage or not, and whether to raise your insurance premium if you already have it. If you have been turned down for coverage because the company you applied to used this report, you're allowed to get a free copy of your comprehensive loss underwriting exchange report from a company called Choice Point. 888-497-0011. If you just want a copy of your report, it will cost you $8. It may be a wise thing to do to see if there are any wrong statements on your record. You could use a good insurance claim record as a bargaining tool for cheaper insurance. State Guarantee Office. Every state regulates its insurance companies, so if one defaults, they will replenish insurance and annuity accounts up to about $100,000, the amount depending on the state's limits. NOLHGA.com, National Organization of Life and Health Insurance Guarantee Associations. NOLHGA.com/policyholderinfo/main.cfm. Chapter 3. Some minor types of insurance. Finance Insurance Info. INSURANCE-DEALS.net. SourceTool.com. Pet Insurance Info. These companies help you pay for pet medical care. PPINS.com. VeterinaryPetInsurance.com. American Pet Care. 800-538-7387. Animal Health Insurance. 800-528-4961. USA Pets. 800 USA Pets. PetInsurance.com. Renters insurance websites. Most places that sell home insurance sell renters insurance. 2INSURE4LESS.com. Allstate.com. AnswerFinancial.com. QuoteForInsurance.com. QuoteMatch.com. QuoteMonster.com. RentersInsuranceHQ.com. StateFund.net. USINSURankianline.com. Travel Insurance Info. There are several different types of travel insurance. Baggage loss. Medical, accident and illness. Trip cancellation, must be purchased within 7 days of flight, covers cancellation before the flight due to death of relative, illness or accident. Trip interruption, if you're on your trip and it's cut short because of a local tragedy, you get sick or something like that, you're compensated only for the remaining time on your trip. Tour operator default insurance. Flight insurance in case the plane goes down. Car insurance. Legal help insurance, in case you get arrested. Umbrella travel policies. You can buy a comprehensive policy which covers several of things listed above. You can buy travel insurance for one trip or for a whole year. Travel insurance websites. The following companies may sell only one or all of these types of policies. It's your job to explore. Some credit cards have travel insurance included with them. Insure.com, booklet insurance tips for international travelers. USTravelinsurance.org, United States Travel Insurance Association. travel-insurance.ws. worldtravelcenter.com/eng/guides/policy_picker.cfm. totaltravelinsurance.com. escapeartist.com/expatriate/insurance.hdm. travelinsurance.lifetips.com. columbusdirect.com/travelinsurance/preexisting medical insurance.cfm. squaremouth.com/travelinsurance travelinsurance.lifetips.com. travel-insurance.ws. worldtravelcenter.com/eng/guides/policy_picker.cfm. travelcoverage.com. travelexinsurance.com, 800-797-4515. travelguard.com, 877-216-4885. travelinsure.com, 800-937-1387. travelinsured.com, 800-243-3174. travelzecure.com. tripassured.com. tripguard.com, 800-423-3632. tripinsurancestore.com. tripresource.com. Association of British Insurers. 51 to 55 Gresham St. London EC2V7 HQ, UK. 020-763333. Fax, 020-7696-8999. abi.org.uk. Insurance Council of Australia. Level 3, 56 Pitt St. Sydney NSW 2000. 03-9614 to 1077. Fax, 03-9614-7924. iecltd.com.au. Insurance Council of New Zealand. Level 7, 111 to 115 Custom House Key. Box 474. Wellington, New Zealand. 04-472-5230. Fax, 04-473-3011. icnz.org.nz. RBC Insurance. Canada. 800-565-3129. rbcinsurance.com. Access America. POB 90315. Richmond, Virginia 23286-4991. 866-807-3982. 800-284-8300. 800-448-8300. AccessAmerica.com. WorldAccess.com. Tuition Insurance Info. You buy insurance in case you drop out of a college due to a medical condition after you've paid your tuition for the semester. Umbrella Insurance Info. If you're wealthy, consider an umbrella liability policy which will cover you for just about anything including getting sued. An umbrella policy is insurance you buy to protect you in case your homeowner's or automotive insurance policy doesn't cover the expenses of a claim. It could be a good idea to buy about $1 million worth in an umbrella policy for a few $100s, then lower the liability levels on your other policies because the umbrella policy will kick in if they're exceeded. In today's world of lawsuits, it could be worthwhile. Umbrella policies don't cover work-related claims against you. Umbrella policies are quite cheap and generally sold as riders when you buy other types of insurance from the same company. Simply ask for the Umbrella Liability Supplement. Unemployment Benefits Info. Every state has different laws regarding unemployment. Unemployment benefits come down to fault. If the unemployment is your fault, like getting fired, quitting, or doing something wrong, you won't get benefits or only limited benefits that start later than losing your job to factors beyond your control. If it's beyond your control like a layoff or downsizing, then you get benefits. Unemployment insurance starts only when you file a claim at your local unemployment insurance office after you've been terminated from employment. You need your social security number, your record of employment for the previous year, and you have to fill the form in completely and accurately. The first check will come in about 2 to 3 weeks. Many states require that the claimant appear at the office periodically to prove that he or she is actively seeking employment. Look in your phone book for the local office and request the free Unemployment Insurance Handbook. You have to have been terminated for a reason beyond your control. You can't just quit, and have worked a minimum number of weeks, usually about 20 or earned a minimum salary. The minimum salary varies in different states. Most states pay benefits only for 26 weeks. Massachusetts and Washington pay up to 30 weeks. Sometimes in depressed areas, the government extends benefits beyond the usual 26 weeks. Benefits are generally about 50% of former salary with a cut-off maximum for those with very high salaries. Some states offer an extra few bucks per cheek for every dependent that you have. If you get a part-time job while you're collecting unemployment, you can still collect partial benefits. If you've worked full-time but your hours are cut back, you could claim partial benefits. Every state has different exclusions. For example, agricultural workers, domestic workers, or self-employed people aren't covered in many states. You must show that you are willing and available to work and accept a reasonable job if one is offered to you. Once you get terminated from employment, file immediately because there is a waiting period. Bring your SSN card to the unemployment office. You may have to wait in line because they're often busy. Get the form, ask for the handbook and fill it out as clearly as possible. If you're denied for unemployment benefits, you can appeal twice. You fill out an appeal form, then go to a small hearing in front of a judge where you explain why you think you deserve benefits. You're allowed to bring witnesses. Your former employer may be there to state why you shouldn't receive benefits. The second appeal is in front of the state superior court. If you're desperate, you can apply for welfare, food stamps and go to local food banks. Look up the State Employment Office in the phone book. diolata.gov/program/uibani.hdm, unemployment benefits.